Did I get straight? I got my shot. I did.
Okay. I'm now fully convinced Rachel Maddow is actually an embedded psyop. It makes so much more sense than her being a real human being that actually believes all these things and acting the way she does on her show. She could just be a CIA asset, fully entrenched in news media to cater to the lowest common denominator. She is their play for those crazed leftists who are so far gone that they can no longer handle what's really going on and they need to be told exactly what to think. Why tell them the truth when you can keep them brainwashed in that state and keep them uninformed? They're ready to be activated at any moment by their clown leader. She's more or less meant to cultivate a following with those so devoid of gray matter and logic that they believe she actually has a handle on reality. Because honestly, that's the best explanation for this. I don't have any evidence for the theory, but it holds more deductive weight than any of the claims she has on her show. How else do you explain this?
Did I get straight? I got my shot. I did. I'm so excited.
And it actually gets way worse. This goofy grade school act she puts on in the beginning is really just to throw you off. Make you feel like you're the child being taught things and she's the teacher. Start off the segment with some light, fluffy stuff before setting up the real point of it all. Until she gets to the vindictive blaming. And really what struck me about this whole ridiculous bit was how sinister it was. How she flips from lighter joking, laughing parts to just cold-hearted emotional manipulation. Then right back again. It's a roller coaster of fucked. Honestly. And I'd be saying the same thing about anybody on TV airing a segment like this. Either side. I almost feel bad for her regular viewers. Because they are so deep into this that they don't realize the sick play on their emotions. Throughout this whole segment, she has no regard for their free will or their free choice. She was told to sell the vaccine to those hesitant about it, and she put everything into that one mission. Disregarding morality or journalistic integrity, she went on for 10 minutes in what I can only characterize as a vaccine commercial. There's no news here. There are no facts. Just a long, meandering brainwash job to sell more vaccines to the scared people. And that's the exact audience for this dribble. She's setting her sights on that small percentage watching that are hesitant about it, and it's truly astounding the tactics she uses to make them feel awful about themselves, in order to make them give in to her instructions. We aren't going to watch the whole thing in its entirety because it is pretty redundant, and we don't need to be subjected to any more of this lunatic than is needed. But we're going to map out the highlights and I'll show you the best parts. First, she breaks from her wacky sticker on the head routine to give you a much needed PSA.
I got the Johnson & Johnson one-shot vaccine. Can I just tell you about it for a second? I went on my own, so I didn't have anybody take a picture of me, let alone me dancing like Chris did when I was getting the actual shot. I don't think I would have liked to see a picture of me getting the actual shot anyway, because I am afraid of needles, and so it would make me throw up if I saw a picture of myself getting an injection. But I did take this photo of myself right after I got the shot, right as I sat down in the waiting area. And I know this is a terrible photo. I'm wearing my old battered West Point baseball cap. I totally forgot I had put a bright red binder clip on the left side of the bill for safekeeping. That's what's up there on the side of the brim. See that little red metal clip? I'm such a dork. This will be like forever, my vaccine photo. But if you will notice, I look a little crazy in the photo, even beyond just the weird hat. And it is because I
rambles on about absolutely nothing. I didn't take the picture. Then I did. I'm such a dork. Look at me. Look at me. But on another level, this rambling about nonsense is really just setting up for her emotional manipulation. She doesn't want to lay it on too heavy, so she brings it in layers. So it really sinks in. And after some more rambling about how she didn't feel any side effects except being lightheaded for a moment, she breaks into this.
I'm not going to go on about this forever, but I do just want to say a thing about the vaccine.
Aw, Rachel, where'd all that happiness go? And this is how you know it's all bullshit. And this is just a fake TV show masquerading as news. How does one just flip a switch and go from happy to deadly serious like that? Just an actor reading a script. Just a sycophant for Big Pharma selling you the vaccine. And it's just so transparent, which makes it so much more infuriating. And she goes on.
I feel like there is a sort of discourse in the American media, in the normal media, not the conservative media, which really is still mired in all sorts of disinformation and nonsense about COVID, including about COVID vaccines. But in the rest of the media, in left and center and everything but hard right crazy media.
She says all of that with a straight face. The actual news media, which she includes herself in. But not all those crazy right-wing lunatics who believe conspiracy theories. Meanwhile, you've been ranting about Russian conspiracy theories since 2016 with no proof. You are actually the host of the worst TV program spreading misinformation and lies, just going on and on about the craziest conspiracies, all of which were fed to you by the deep state and intelligence agencies, who just construct false information personally for you. They must thank their lucky stars every time they see you on TV just rolling along with this stuff. They must think, how does she actually believe this? I can't believe we got her to report that. But no, you are a member of the vaunted news media who get everything right. Good for you, Rachel. You have a great grasp on the media landscape. It's center, left, and then all the crazy shit over there. And I bet you think you're in the center. It's so ridiculous. So, more onto what the real news media is talking about.
I feel like there has been a lot of sort of patronizing, snobby discussion about people who don't really want to get the vaccine.
Oh, really? And I'm sure you're here to be kind and not snobby. Not talk down to those same people. You're going to let them make the best choice for them, right? You'll respect their thoughts as people. Is that what you're going to do? Or is it that you're going to do the exact same thing you just blamed the rest of the real news media for doing? You're just going to say you're not doing it, but then do exactly the same thing. Well, she makes you think she's standing up for the reluctant people when she says this.
I just want to say that is not anything to be ashamed of. Feeling that way, whatever you're reading in the media or hearing in the media, feeling that way, feeling a little oogie about it is not necessarily born of you, having some rank ignorance or because you've been drafted into some conspiratorial anti-vaccine movement, although there is one in this country.
But then immediately distinguishes them from the nutty conspiracy people who are really just people making reasonable decisions about their own health. But okay. And this is why this segment is truly so evil. She's separating these people off from what she calls the conspiracy-minded crazies. It's divide and conquer. I know you're scared, but I also know you're not like those people. She's cutting right through the noise and trying to talk to the people who have some emotional reason they are hesitant about getting vaccinated. But also watch her show for actual facts and not just to laugh their asses off. This is the definition of predatory marketing. And she also can't help but make it all about her.
I mean, for me, I am a person who is legitimately afraid of needles. I have passed out and fallen off my chair from getting injections and from having blood draws in the past. I absolutely hate it, and I get that part of it. Incidentally, I am also generally a stay away from the doctor for everything person. I don't take any medication that I don't absolutely have to, and I try to limit any amount of time that I have to take anything. Also, this isn't too personal, but I had a specific worry about the vaccine. I, about 4 years ago, had a really bad allergic reaction to a shot that I got. It wasn't a vaccine. I had a back injury. I got an injection for that, and it went quite wrong. I had a real scare with that.
Okay. And she just rambles on and on about herself for a bit. So, get it? She actually has legitimate fears. She has real worries about vaccines, and she has had bad reactions in the past. She's using this rhetoric to separate people off again. She's just talking about all her worries and making them seem more legitimate than the worries of others. It's so disgustingly egotistical. And then she mentions getting a special sticker because she still got vaccinated after having an allergic reaction in the past. She actually brought this up. Picture of the sticker and all.
In this also terrible photo that I took, you can see, that's my shirt. You can see they put a second sticker on me. I've got my upside down vaccination sticker up there on my shoulder, but then next to that, you see it says Q/23 yes, 30 minutes. They put that on me because that means I answered yes when they asked me in the pre-screening whether I'd ever had an allergic reaction to a shot before. I had. Because of that, they put me through an additional medical screening, and then they put that other rectangular sticker on me indicating that I would have to stay a full 30 minutes instead of 15 minutes in the observation period after I got the actual dose. So they, kept an extra close eye on me for twice the usual time while I waited for that half an hour.
You're so brave, Rachel. Nobody's as brave as you. And the rhetoric doesn't end there. No, of course not. This is all just the bait. This is all the setup. Now she has to actually sell you the shot. She's got to get you to agree with her. She set up the situation like this. She has worries and you have worries too, but your worries aren't as real as her worries. See, she had an allergic reaction to a shot in the past. You probably haven't had those. She even fainted from seeing needles before, but you probably don't do that either. She sets up her fears and hesitancy as being more grounded in reality than just the average person. And now that she's done that, it's time to guilt you into getting it. Even if you have fears, Rachel says, just get it. Don't think about your fears. Just listen to her because she's on TV and is so funny and relatable.
But that's how it went. I had legitimate fears and ooginess. I felt the fear and I did it anyway. And so just listen, if you are like me, if you have been feeling oogie or resistant, or if you've just been dragging your feet about whether or not you're going to get the vaccine, I get it. You are not a jerk or some sort of fool or some conspiracy theorist for feeling that way. Lots of us have lots of reasons to feel reluctant or even scared, or to try to hope this is all going to blow over for everybody and we won't ever have to personally get the shot ourselves. I am right there with you. I totally get it. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I feel like I have total clarity about now, having done it. It's not for you.
And there it is. The bigger message. It's not about you. So even if you're scared, even if you have legitimate doubts, even if you've had bad reactions or whatever your reasons, it's not about you. All these personal fears are nothing compared to the fear that you're going to get other people killed. And this is the message they've been giving us nonstop. The greater good argument. You're doing it for everybody else. But she loves piling on that guilt, so she'll keep doing it.
You are not doing this for yourself. If you are at all like me, your own health, your own risk is not a big rational driver of all of your actions. Maybe you feel fatalistic, if I get COVID, I get it. Maybe you feel like your odds are good, that you almost certainly won't get a bad case if you do get COVID. Fair enough. If that's how you feel about your own COVID risk and you're weighing that kind of distant, not that concerning risk to yourself against all the very present ways you feel bad and worried about the vaccine, then, you're maybe thinking the vaccine feels like the more present danger. It feels like the more dangerous, the more onerous worry. I get it. I understand that balance. But you are not getting the vaccine for you. Even if you don't care that much if you yourself are going to get COVID. I know you should care, but A lot of us don't, right? A lot of us aren't wired that way. We're
And she just continues going on with this nonsense, just repeating herself over and over. Nothing of substance, no facts, no logic, purely guilt, purely emotions. And it's actually disgusting to see this. Just a purely emotional appeal that's so unnecessary. Except it's this fanatical obsession with getting everyone vaccinated, which just leads you to believe that it's all a sales job. Just forget about your fears. I'm so illuminated because I'm Rachel Maddow and I'm on TV and I've went through all this now, so I'm smart and I can tell you what to do. I don't actually know about why you're worried or why you're hesitant. I'm not your doctor, but I still know what's best for you, because what's best for you is what's best for everybody else. It makes absolutely no sense when you think about it, and it has nothing to do with your body and your choice, because it's not about you. This isn't about your choice. This is about listening to me. What do I want you to do? This is about being obedient and doing what we tell you. And she just keeps going with it. It's sick.
what you do care about, what will move you, what does tip the scales decisively in favor of you going and getting that shot that you really don't want, is this. It's that you really do not want to be the person who gets it and then spreads it to other people, regardless of how you feel about the risk of getting it yourself. I mean, God forbid, if you don't get vaccinated because of whatever's driving your reluctance, I don't care. I understand. It's all reasonable stuff in many cases. But God forbid, if you don't get vaccinated and then you get COVID and you unknowingly spread it to other people who you know or who you encounter, and those people get sick from it or die from it. Those people give it to their family members, and then their mom or their dad dies from it because of you. Because you wouldn't get vaccinated. I mean, God forbid. I mean, could you live with yourself in that circumstance? If you had the choice to get vaccinated and you decided, nah, I'm scared, and then that decision cost somebody else that you know their life because they got it from you.
Because of you. Because of you. You don't want to kill anybody, right? But how bad are you going to feel if you unknowingly pass it on to someone? And this is their bullshit tactics. I've never seen such an effort to gaslight people and make them feel guilty about their personal choices. It's an all-out assault. And if there's not an uptick in mental health conditions cropping up from this period of time, I'll be amazed. Because it's been the media along with government officials that have been treating the public like a child that they can abuse whenever they want. If you were a child and told a therapist this is the way your parents talk to you, they would be calling CPS and trying to remove you from that house. If this was done in a relationship, it would be called toxic and mental abuse. But when it happens on a mass media scale with the support of the government, then we just call it public health. And it's these same people that want socialized medicine, so we can hear these bullshit tactics all the time about literally every health topic. If anything has hardened me more toward the idea of socialized medicine in the United States, it's the COVID-19 response. We've had a front seat for what it'll look like if government is in control of healthcare. It's all for the greater good. It's not for you. And not only that, but we will use the media and our rhetoric to manipulate you into doing what we want. If you want to live in a sick, twisted world, just vote for that bullshit when it comes up. That will really destroy the country if it hasn't been destroyed already. And while she's ranting like a lunatic now, this could be a glimpse of what our healthcare communication looks like with a socialized system. Just lunatics on TV screaming at you to do what's right for everybody else. Then you just have to accept that policy. Because it's not about you. Silly you. You thought this was America where you have freedom. Nope. Not anymore. This is the future of public health. A whacked out nut job on TV guilting you into getting a procedure done for the greater good.
So even if you don't want to, get your vaccine so you don't ever kill anybody. with COVID. Yes, it will protect you, but honestly, it's not for you. It's so you don't kill other people. It's so you don't spread it to other people. Because how could you live with yourself if you knew that you had done that? I mean, are you scared of getting the shot? Me too. Get a shot. Is your fear of the shot really more scary to you than the prospect that you are going to be a vector, spreading a fatal virus to people around you?
Oh no! You don't want to be a vector spreading it to everyone who comes within a mile of you, do you? You want to kill somebody? Then just get shot. I mean, just get the shot. And we'll wrap it up with this.
If I can do it, you can do it. So I will not talk of this again. But there you have it.
Sure, Rachel. I'm sure you'll never talk about this again. I totally believe you. Thank you for watching the video. You'll find a link to the show clip in the video description. If you want to subject yourself to the full thing, consider following Exhibit Media. Check out some of the other videos we have and come back for more. If you want to see more of the mainstream media bullshit laid out bare, the most ridiculous moments, we'll keep breaking it down and having a good laugh at it all. This has been Exhibit Media, signing out.